Hello, I'm Madison, and today I'm doing my first in-person collaborative review with my special guest today, Drew Yeager, who is a student in the Master Brewers Program at UCDavis. So he knows stuff.
Supposedly. I tried.
He knows more than me. So, this should be fun. So today we are going to review a Trappe, which is a Trappist ale. Drew, do you want to tell us what that means?
Well, many breweries can call it a Trappist ale, but if you ever see a small little label that says authentic Trappist ale, that means it's made by Trappist monks. And there's only 7 of them authorized to use that on a label. So this is kind of special. Came from the Netherlands. Handmade, hand-bottled by monks on aged in small oak barrels. So I'm pretty excited. And I was able to score for this interview special Trappe glasses. So we're all for it.
I'm so scared. That was so anticlimactic. It didn't even. It was like. It's like, what's that thing where you do with your? Anyway. All right, Trappe. I'm gonna pour your glass for you first.
Please do. I am the guest.
You are a guest.
Wow.
Ooh, oh, can't see it. Foam. That's foaming up quite nicely. There you go.
So, what kind of beer is this?
So this is a quadruple. It's a quad, which means that they've used 4 times as much malt, which generally means that you're going to have a higher alcohol content. Not necessarily, but this is 10% ABV.
Those are my special kind of beers.
Quads?
Yep.
I love quads.
10% beers. Anything.
Anything over 10%, I'm happy. Allagash 4 was a quad, and that's one of my favorite beers recently.
It's a great brewery.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Portland.
So
anyway.
Let's see here.
Should we get back to the beer at hand?
Yes, I think so.
All right. What do you get?
So, well, first, it is actually a little bit orangey reddish in color and a little bit hazy. And the foam on top is, nearly white. It was just a little off tan.
It gave great head. Really? We're going to laugh at that now?
But then it stopped.
But it had horrible head retention. And Dr. Charles Bamforth would not be appreciative of that.
Bam! Excuse me. Okay, let's get some more from this.
All right, serious time now?
Excuse me.
We're professionals. I get a lot of phenols.
I almost get some kind of like deck wood out by the dock where you would be fishing.
All of that? Just in one smell?
Yeah.
It's kind of hidden a little bit by sharpness, but there's definitely a little banana, which is produced by it is the compound of isoamyl acetate. It's just fun to say. But
yeah, a little bit of nail polish remover, a tiny bit.
I can get that. I think I think it masks a lot of the great aromas of this beer.
It does.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. Wow. That's lots of stuff.
It's very layered. I like it.
I too. Man, I feel that alcohol burn all the way down. It's very warm. It's 10% alcohol.
Yeah, it'll do that to you. But I get a lot of residual sweetness. A lot of dextrins probably left in this beer. They generally monks are simple breweries, so they don't add exogenous enzymes. They don't have double or programmable temperature controlled mashes, so they tend to have more left in the beer that actually gives it a lot of complexity that breweries like Anheuser-Busch and everything that makes American light lagers try and take out of every beer. So this is really refreshing to have something
refreshing
complex.
Because of how different it is, but then not an especially refreshing beer. More of a very warm, full-bodied, so much caramel. When you're talking about some residual sugar, you said dextrins, right? He's using all the fancy words. It's okay, I like fancy words.
Sorry about that.
But it's almost overwhelming. You get so many layers of flavor through the tastes.
It's
thick.
I can definitely get a forward oaky kind of malty mix.
And I smelled a lot of that, a lot of wood on the aroma too. It felt like the wet dock. It was like oaky, but not like new oak barrels, ones that have been used several years. It might even have some kind of little contaminants going on.
So from your wine knowledge, can you pick out aromas of different type of oak barrels used? French oak, American oak, anything like that?
That's what I strive for. That's what eventually I should be able to do, and people who are much more practiced than me can. I'm still trying to get practiced at that, at new oak versus older oak, French versus American, and there are definitive little telltale signs, like American oak distinctly can have dill pickle aromas. Go figure.
I don't know if I'd want that in a beer.
It doesn't have to be a negative thing. It can be positive, just like barnyard can be good sometimes in a wine or a beer. It's depending on what you want.
So, what would you give this beer out of 5 stars?
It just surprises me so much. It's so out of my comfort zone, and I love how interesting that is. I would give it a 4.
I think I'm right there with you. I might bump it up to a 5 just to give a
5? Is this the best beer you've ever had in your life? There's nothing better than this beer?
No, but just to give a shout out to all the monks. They work hard, and it's all for nonprofit cause. So
go monks. Do you think they'll see this video?
Probably not. I know we're kind of running out of time.
Yeah, it's only been 8 minutes, and my videos are normally 2. So sorry, guys.
But I did want to thank you for, allowing me to do this review for you or with you. So I kind of hid a present. I'll be right back.
Hid a present for me. What's it gonna be?
So, I picked this up at the store the other day. It's made by Firestone Lager. It's their Apicus, which is a barley wine. This is the first time that they've ever put this into bottles. They've made it before, but it was only available on draft. It's recommended to age 3 to 5 years, and this is a first production of their Reserve series. So it's 13% alcohol, and I can't wait to see the review in 3 years.
Absolutely. Thank you, Drew. That was very thoughtful of you.
You're welcome.
How exciting. Stay tuned for the next 3 years, you guys. Wait on the edge of your seats. Well, thank you, Drew, for joining me.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.